This is part 4 of the Building the Better Guitar Scale series. If you haven't seen the previous videos, this one won't make much sense to you. Here's a link to the entire series. If you don't see a link on your screen, you can find one in the description. Previously, we learned the logical algorithm to build the grand unification pattern. Like all algorithms, there are hard and fast rules we follow to achieve specific results. From here on out, however, we'll set these rules aside and move into exploring various ways the 3 shapes and 7 patterns relate to each other. The more angles we have from which to view the grand unification pattern, the better we can understand it. Before we get into how patterns stack, it's helpful to understand how individual finger shapes stack. We learned that the vertical order of shapes along one string is the same as the horizontal order across the strings. This is true when we lay the shapes out end to end. However, when we stack them on top of each other, it changes. The stacked order of shapes is X, Z, Y, X, X, Z, Y. You might find it useful to memorize this shape order, but what's more important right now is to understand that any given note can be part of 3 shapes simultaneously. We'll use this shape shifting ability when we want to seamlessly shift out of one pattern and into another. If we remember from part 1, each of our original 7 scale patterns begin on a different scale degree of the major scale. Let's take our major scale pattern and lay it out vertically on the 6th string. This is our first scale degree, this is our second, this is our third, and so on. To stack patterns vertically, take pattern 1 and begin it on the first note of the 6th string. Next comes pattern 2, starting on the second note of the 6th string. Same with pattern 3, and on up through 7. After 7, the whole thing repeats, and we begin once again with pattern 1. Let's see how this might play out when we want to transition seamlessly between 2 stacked patterns. We'll start with A minor using pattern 6 and tie it into pattern 7 directly above. Play your first 2 Z shapes. Next comes X, but instead of playing the whole X shape with fingers 1, 2, and 4, we play our first note with the first finger and shift it up to the next note of our X shape. Our X shape has now become a Z. Since our first finger is 1 octave up from where we started, we can simply build pattern ZZ horizontally once again from our new position. This is what I call the double octave. We can extend this even further. We start the pattern the same way, do our shape shift from X to Z, and then simply repeat the same pattern at the octave until we run out of strings. This works the same for all 7 modes. Here it is in the Ionian mode. And again in Mixolydian. Keep in mind that at any point you can always shift up or down using the algorithmic rules. You have complete freedom of movement in any direction at any time. This also works the same in reverse, but keep in mind that we are using our 4th finger as a reference when going backwards. In the next video, we'll take a look at building scales using 4 notes per string. Good luck in your practice, and thanks for watching.